Hey love, welcome to another episode of About Her. I want to talk about perfectionism today because that's something that's circulating so much in my world right now. What I want to talk with you about today is the way we have been taught to look at ourselves, especially as female, but generally, like the society we live in. We tend to have the need for perfectionism so hard. It's so ingrained in ourselves that we need to do things perfect, and that if they're not perfect, they're not valuable. You're not worthy of presenting something that isn't perfect. That's kind of like the upbringing that I have enjoyed in classical education. The constant search for mistakes, the constant like pointing out where you could be better, but not in an empowering way, more in a way of like, that's where you really sucked. That's where you really messed up. That's what you really can't do. And all these measurements of like how high our IQ is or how good our grades are, it's classically accepted still. But what it does is it ingrains in ourselves, in our subconscious, the feeling of, if I don't do it right, I'm not worthy of receiving good grades, receiving a good payment for the work you do, receiving love, receiving affection. The moment we're not beautiful enough, who would love us? Like, especially for women. It's such a crazy high standard of perfectionism that is related to how lovable we are, how much value we give as a person. And if you think about that, it's total nonsense, but that's how we've been conditioned. And we can ruminate and rant for a few hours about how we got here and how mean that is and what patriarchy did or didn't do. Whatever. That's not what I want to talk about today. What I want you to really get, if you're here right now, is that it's total BS. That this is, for whatever reason, instilled in you, but it's not true. Not at all true. You are allowed to cause ripples. You are allowed to be messy, to be unkind, if that's what comes forth right now. To find your way and not be perfect, to be emotional, to not look pretty when you are. There is nothing that separates you from your worth, regardless of how perfect you are or how much you did behave right, how much you have been a nice girl, how many people you have pleased today with your super nice empathic qualities. And that's no irony. I am the same way, and I have been working so hard on deconditioning this, like, this gonna help you something before I even dared to think about, like, do I actually want to offer that? Am I actually capable energetically to offer that help that I just offered, that kind of just came out of my mouth? Maybe you're the same, and then afterwards you think like, oh, I totally have no motivation, no inspiration, no time, no energy to do what I've just offered somebody. And it's not that somebody forced you to, but it's coming from the inside. And that's like the nice girl syndrome, the people pleasing that we have been just so attuned and so conditioned to. And it's time to actually decondition from that. Today is New Moon in Leo, and I think it's a wonderful time to really think about your inner fire, what really lights you up, just you, not for the benefit of someone else, not to contribute to someone else's or the collective well-being, not to make someone happy or to check something off your to-do list that for whatever reason made it on there. Just for you, what lights your inner fire? What is really making your soul feel activated, feel lit up, feel like, ooh, that's what I came for. That's what I'm actually here for. That's what I wanted to remember. All this conditioning, all this stuff that is kind of here to mirror back to me what I'm not. That's what I am. Find this spark. Today or within the next weeks is a wonderful time to do so. It's always a wonderful time to listen to yourself and step into your inner knowing, but especially with a new moon and especially with Leo, it's about finding that fire, finding that spark, coming back to your own life, your own passion, and kind of rising as Phoenix from the ashes to say, like, that's the new me. I've reinvented myself today. That's fine. You don't need to prepare for 6 months or a year. You don't need to make any to-do lists. You can just claim. Time is the illusion that you let it be. If you think things take long, things take long. If you think like reinvention of yourself and actually igniting your fire and raising from the ashes takes a day, it can take a day. So it's you coming back to your power. It's you coming back to not even the idea, but the knowing that you're powerful beyond limits, that you're connected to everything, and that indeed working on yourself benefits the collective, benefits the whole world, benefits the universe. But you're not just doing it to please someone else. You're doing it for you. And then there's this wonderful side effect, because that's how the universe is structured, that you loving yourself, you focusing on yourself in a loving, caring, heartful way benefits the all. You're one with all when you care for yourself, when you listen to your needs from a heart-centered place. Long pep talk for just saying, care for yourself, I love you. But it's needed. And maybe the most important sentence is what I said in the beginning, is you're allowed to cause ripples. When I heard that the first time, I thought, like, I need to maybe tattoo it on my face so that I'm not forgetting, because disappointing someone or maybe making someone upset or shocked or just wondering about what am I actually doing here scared me so much that I just didn't. And if you've ever experienced the same thing, that's not a very healthy relationship with yourself, and that's also not very healthy for your physical body. So the physical breakdown, the anxiety that arose from that, doing that on a continuous level, fills a few more podcast episodes. The message behind it is, it's not worth it. Do the things you do for you. Do your life for you. Live your life for yourself. That's what you actually came here for. And everyone you encounter along the way is sent from the above so that you can learn something, so that you can grow, so that you can see a reflection of your own soul in the universe's mirror. Everything is for your benefit and everything is working out. Another thing that you can really write somewhere where you really see it in big bold letters, things are working out always for you. What I want to do to anchor this beautiful, messy, fiery, new intentions, Leo energy of today in is a short embodied shift, short EFT tapping session in the style that suits me best. And I invite you to do that with me. If you're not driving, if you have a moment for yourself, come join me and anchor in that energy. Or pause and do it in the evening when you're alone, whatever. Love yourself enough to do that, and love yourself enough to actually commit to finding your fire. Okay, let's rub our hands together, create some warmth and activate the energy, and place them over your eyelids. Take a deep inhale, exhale to the temples, inhale behind the ears, exhale gently down your neck. Inhale, hanging on your shoulders tightly with a little bit of pressure because there is some. And exhale in at the heart. Relieves some stress that you've accumulated from wherever, doesn't matter. And then think about something that you actually want to do, but that scares you, makes you feel nervous, scared, doubtful, anxious, heavy, whatever. Find the feeling, find the thing that you want to do, that you want to be, that you want to become. Find where the resistance lives in your body, and then come tap with me. We're starting at the chest. I feel so heavy. Oh, and as always, insert the words that you need if mine don't fit. Please take your own words. I feel so heavy. I feel there's so much that I want to do, but I just can't find a way to. I am doubtful. I have no idea if I can ever do what I want to do. There are so many things that are working against me. So many obstacles, so many challenges. And I feel really heavy when I even think about that. And I feel really nervous when I think about doing something different, actually caring for myself. That makes me anxious. And still, even though I choose to love and accept myself, I choose to start caring for myself more. I choose to love myself more. Every day a little bit, looking more for my needs. Making it a habit to care for myself, even for the shortest amount of time. To take my well-being to the first priority in my life. I choose to love and accept myself with all the struggles, all the doubt, all the anxiety, everything that makes me nervous. Sigh out in between, yawn, drop your shoulders, shake your hands out, whatever. You're doing great. And then let's move into a round of future casting of seeing how your life could look like when you ditch all that. So, I wonder how my life could look like if I choose myself first. How would I feel? How much more freedom, how much more calmness, how much more inner peace would I feel if I choose myself first? If I stop looking at what other people think of me or other people expect from me, but choosing myself first. If I start my day by choosing myself first, how would I feel? What confidence would I find in myself? What wonderful evidence that I actually can care for myself and the world is not ending. How exciting, how freeing, how joyful would that feel? I would actually live my life on my terms. If I would actually choose to make myself first priority in my own life. I'm feeling the freedom, I'm feeling the ease, the lightness, the joy around this. And I choose to start every day living my life more and more on my terms. Take a deep breath in and out, hands on your heart if you wish to, and focus on how much more light, how much more clear, much more present and grounded you now feel. And when you've found the good feeling, take both of your middle fingers, one goes into the belly button and one goes here on the third eye point. Push in a little bit and pull up. And take at least 3 breaths here to anchor in this new energy, to make this feeling of calm your new default setting. To tell your body, that's what I want to feel. That's where we're going. That's my new version. That's our goal. Thank you for joining. I'd love to hear how you felt, what came up for you. Repeat that daily, multiple times a day. Whatever. You cannot do that enough. Take time for yourself. And if that is the 3 minutes that you give yourself every day, then that's it. That's a good start. I'm actually thinking about the soft reset, a little mini course that I'm doing right now, where we focus on doing the most tiny action daily, and that's enough. So if you just thought, like, what should these 3 minutes of tapping somewhere do to my life, to my self-confidence, to my inner peace and joy? A lot. The answer is a lot. The many habits that we install here are so much more powerful than we could ever give them credit for, because they're changing our identity. They are not just changing our habit in the part where it's the most hard, which is the starting, but they're changing our identity. And if you commit to doing this exercise every day, just 3 minutes for you, it is beyond measure more powerful than if you commit to every 2 weeks, 1 hour of self-care. Do the tiny little stuff daily to tell your body, that's who I am. I am that person who cares for myself every day. Your body doesn't keep track of time because time is an illusion. So if you're the person who cares for yourself every day, your body notices, your nervous system notices, your paradigm will shift. And you can stack any other habit on top of it, but start with the tiny stuff that regulates you, that gives you inner peace, that gives your physical body relaxation first. And join the soft reset if you don't know where to start. If you want an entry to habit change that is no pressure, no fluff, that is just the identity shift on the most basic level that we can ever start with, and also the most powerful one with your nervous system. Link is below. I can't wait to have you in there. It's a transformational, beautiful little container, and I am so proud that you are here. Love you.